Let's go. Come on.
Bozo.
Fatty.
Fatty, 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 fatty.
What's cooking, gang? Welcome back to them hard motherfucking feelings. I'm your host, H. Foley, this week. Fucking taking the reins. I'm driving the bus. I'm making all the stops.
Full-blown crazy town. For everybody listening and or watching, he was just going through Instagram to find out who unfollowed him, and he ain't happy about it, okay?
Next stop, Psychoville. Woo, woo. And the fare is free. How about that Kevin James Ryan sitting across the table from me? What's up, Kippy?
Hey, gang, thanks for tuning in to motherfucking homie.
Fresh haircut. You looking
Fresh
spiffy,
cut.
looking
I mean, you see
sharp.
me about 14 times after the fresh cut.
You
But
got it yesterday, didn't you? The day before?
How about it now? I got it 2 days ago. We've been together every single day since I've gotten a haircut.
I like your hair shorter. There's older pictures going around with you, and you look real 80s.
Okay.
It looks like you got a toupee.
Okay.
Looks weird.
All right.
Can't remember what the photo was, but I like
Yeah,
it like
sure.
this. I like it cut,
Yeah.
like it
I
thin.
tend to keep it shorter. It's just when we get jammed up on a road and in the back and you miss those. There's, if I miss it by 2 weeks, it's a tough look.
At this point now, long would be bad, right? Like if your hair was as long as mine.
Oh, real bad. Also, hold on. I got a lot of things to get
Fucking
to.
keyboard teacher. Give it up for Tebow McMuffin, Toby McMullen, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, dudes? Fire away, Baldy.
Pretty good. Kid's got my number today, folks.
What do you got? You got beef? You were eyeballing me before we hit the fun button.
Listen, I got a lot of stuff, all right? But this haircut business just raised this that I had forgotten about. I go to this place over there on 57th Street to get my haircut outside of my neighborhood because I've said multiple times I live in a predominantly Dominican neighborhood and they don't cut white people's hair normally.
I know that, Petco. Go ahead.
They give you like, cool guy Dominican haircuts that I don't, I can't be walking out there with a fucking chin strap and stuff all lined up with my points cooking.
Chalk line.
Yeah, I can't walk out like that.
You got the Puerto Rican flag shaved in the back of your head.
So I gotta go to like regular.
Hey, tat your neck real quick.
I gotta go to like regular guy haircut. Not cool guy haircut. I need regular
White guy.
middle-aged
Need a
white
barber
guy
shop.
hair. I need a barber shop.
You need a barber shop around Midtown.
That's where I go. 50. I used
There
to
you
work
go.
right around there, so I would go to work and I would find this place.
What's your guy's name in there? Russ?
I don't
Ron?
have a guy. I jump around.
Ooh.
Well, the staff after the quarantine, it's flexible.
They're taking anybody.
Yeah, so it's like it used to be one of those things you walk in, there's like fucking 80 chairs. Like a lot of chairs. And they were fucking burning and turning. I actually got recognized last time I was there. This guy was cutting me up, and the guy behind me goes, he was done his cut, and he comes, he goes, huge fan. I go, thanks. The guy cut my hair, was not impressed. So I got the main guy. You know how there's a main guy?
Sure.
This main guy's changed 2 or 3 times over the past 3 or 4 years, right? I don't know if he's an owner. I don't know if it's
Growing up, our main guy was Alex. Shout out to Mr. Rotelli.
We used to. I think we were just talking about this. My family was Charlie's. You go to Charlie's, get your hair cut, and then Charlie's.
Spell that.
It's Charlie.
Yeah, there's an L in there. Or there's an R in there.
He's a dirtball.
Yeah,
Toby.
you go down to Charlie's.
Charlie.
Did I ever tell you that? I grew up with a Charlie, like proper. He was called Charlie at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10
Hey,
years old.
Charlie.
Charlie Kelly, and they go.
Where's he tending bar now?
No. Good, smart kid, athlete, fucking stellar baseball player. Like
Okay.
proper, like through college, whatever.
Okay.
And the one teacher was like going through roll call the first year, like junior high or whatever, and he was like, Charlie Kelly, and it was like, tell me what you want to be called or whatever. And he was like, Charlie Kelly, and he raised his hand. He's like, yeah, it's Charlie. And the guy was like 30. He's like, dude, I can't call an 8th grader Charlie. Like, I don't. He's like, you got to be over 60.
You got
to be a
weed on you,
Charlie."
young
Yeah.
man?
But we
Selling
were
them
at Charlie's. We were at Charlie's organization, and then Jim, Charlie's brother, defected and opened up his own shop in my hometown.
You went with Jim,
and
you
then,
piece of shit.
Well, it was just local. It was Holland Barber. That's where we went. It was right there. It was right down next to the Wawa.
Okay.
That's where you fucking. I'm not.
Grab a Sambo on the way out.
So that's where we went. But the main guy at this one has changed. So the past 2 times, my first time with him was last time, right? With the main guy when I got recognized.
Foley's cutting your hair?
That's pretty good. It's a deep cut. Shout out to the host in Cleveland. So it's that guy, right? That was like maybe 6 weeks ago. I pushed it too long, right? We've been out, running around this goddamn country of ours, and the guy, I sit down, and I was a little wonky. I don't grow in. I got like I said, multiple times. I have like a baby doll's hair. It's like really thin. It's not great.
It's like cutting the grass at your grandmother's house. A lot of things you got to go around.
Sure, it's a lot going on. It doesn't grow great. Like even the side, like where they're
most of it's weeds.
where they fucking spray me down with Rid-X or whatever.
Well, you got dandelion on your head.
So
fucking dog shit.
he sits down and he's
Don't step in dog shit when you're walking through Gippies. Wait, hang on. We got any more you can squeeze out of this? Nah, okay, go ahead.
So I sit down. He starts doing like, he's like not happy with what he's looking at, right? He's like the back, cause I'm all wacky, and he's like,
dude, you're bald, man.
no, and he goes, where'd you get your haircut last? And I went, here. And he
You
goes,
did it, you fucking dickhead.
yeah, and he goes, and I'm like, he goes, who did it? And I had a prayer. I'm like, fucking you did. And he's like, oh, now he feels like an asshole. And now I feel like an asshole.
I gotta quit drinking.
Everyone's looking at him. It's a fucking scene, dude. And I'm like, he's like, it must have been a long time ago. I'm like, yeah. He's like, you waited to come back. I'm like, yeah, fucking. I'm like, hey, fucking Edward Shaky Hands. Let's fucking go. Zip me up, will you? Get me the fuck out of here.
Cutting you with a weed whacker.
But I feel the past few days, that was an aside. The past few days you have been in Foleyville-esque a bit.
Okay.
And yesterday, my wife
Uh-huh.
got to see that proper firsthand
Uh-huh.
in an all-time Foleyville-esque. We recorded a podcast yesterday with Francis Ellis and Giulio Garate.
Mm-hmm.
Two hot, good-looking guys. They are.
Kids.
They are like
right.
the summer us.
Mm-hmm.
They're way better looking, way more money. They're really doing it, those two. Cool guys. You can see you're happy about this story already.
I got my hand on the trigger. Go ahead.
Do you know where I'm going?
What I was talking.
Where do you think?
I was talking about two different things.
They were talking about 9 different things.
Right.
We could
But I think your perception of Nadine is wrong. I'm just going to say.
Sure.
I thought she was mad at you because you were kind of being very short. The thing with the phone and the looking for dinner. Were you trying to say I was on her radar?
She said something to me.
What did she say?
What's wrong with him?
Really?
Dude, T-Bone, this is the conversation.
I don't know about this.
I was also short.
This could be fake news. T-Bone, I was there.
It's not. And I was also frustrated, short, because the situation, you were in another world.
You were mad at,
I wasn't mad.
You were focused on something else, and you guys were dealing with dinner. I was just slowing the conversation. I was just talking.
Oh, you were having your own, dude. We're down there, and we're like, he's sitting there, he's smoking a cig, and me and Nadine are like, oh, where do you want to go? I was like, I talked to Francis. He's like, yeah, nowhere around here. There's no real great restaurant around here or whatever. And what are you doing?
I'm getting my water. I'll have you know.
So
about to fucking blow this story wide open.
So we're sitting, and then I'm like, where do you want to go?
Like
What are you
Spotlight.
thinking? But me and Nadine are talking, right? We're having a proper conversation about where we're going to go to dinner. And there's 3 of us in like a fucking triangle,
Just the 2 of you going to dinner.
Just the 2 of us going to dinner.
I was invited.
Dude, you were on another planet at this moment. It was really bad.
I don't think I really was, to be honest with you.
The way the conversation...
I thought you and I were having a I didn't realize...
That's how I'm saying how much of another planet you were on. We were not having a conversation.
I think you were just checked out of the conversation that
Buddy,
we had started
there was
together.
no... Dude.
Okay. So go ahead.
We're sitting there, and...
This is outrageous. Continue.
You seem to be having a lot of fun with it, by the way. So we're sitting there, and he goes, I go, me and Nadine are talking about where you want to go to dinner. We're like, oh, we can go wherever, do you want to stay here? Do you want to drive to Williamsburg? Whatever we were going to do, pasta, tacos, whatever. And you started talking about private school and taxes. You go, that's the thing then you got to pay the taxes and you got to roll in private school. That is.
I was continuing the conversation we were having with.
Yeah, he was no longer there. That was.
I even prefaced it with it's funny to think about. Yeah, like even if you have the money to afford a place like that.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Okay, well, you didn't.
Okay.
And then you also did that. I go, what are you talking? I was like, what? I had to reel you in because you were out there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. You are not happy with this.
I'm not happy. I think you're wrong.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Well, then you started talking about people at a club out of nowhere.
Uh-huh.
Again, but we were still talking about dinner, and now you're off taxes. You're off private schools.
Okay.
I go, what are you talking about? I go, oh, yeah, whatever. We go back to talking about what restaurant or where we're going to go eat. And you're like, Dad, they came up to me at the club and this and that. Then you were in another place.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what you want me to say.
I don't know. I thought we could have a little fun with it. That's all.
Keep going. Let's see where this ends.
I think that it started
I
with
thought
you were
her
in
and I were
Foleyville.
on the same team, and you were the bad guy in that situation.
Okay.
Because you were short with the phone, giving it to her.
Because this was in the middle of you being literally in left field.
So I was the reason you were being short.
I wasn't sure.
When you were like, I don't want to look it up on the phone, and then she asked me for my phone, and you're like, here, use mine. I think we both thought your phone was dead.
What?
No,
her phone was dead.
Okay. I don't think you're misremembering that. I'm pretty sure her and I walked away like that guy's a bozo.
Sure, because I'll give you that's the conversation we had in the car.
Really?
She goes, what was he talking about? I go, that's Foleyville.
Well, that's throwing me under the bus because you did know what I was talking about. We were having a conversation upstairs with Ellis.
7 minutes before that with other parties involved.
Sure, but it would have made sense. What was he talking about? I would have responded, we were talking to Francis Ellis upstairs
okay, but that's not how. Okay, sure, of course.
Obviously, you didn't do that. It sold me out.
I mean, we were having fun with it. You seem to be taking offense to it, but
I don't think offense is the right word.
I would say so.
I just remember
you're defensive about it.
I just remember it differently.
And I would say the guy was having 3 different conversations with himself in a conversation. His memory might not be as crystal clear as you perceive.
I thought I was talking to my friends.
The other 2 people in the conversation didn't know what you were talking about, and you were talking about 3 different things.
What does Bird have to say?
Not that you're an
Cut
idiot.
the
Let's
bullshit.
go ahead. You're an idiot. You're a bozo. I was just saying I think you've been in Foleyville a lot. That's how this conversation started.
Yeah.
And I used yesterday's example of you. It was like, Beautiful Mind-esque of like, it seemed like there was a lot going on up here. And
I'm moving fast these days. I'll give you that.
It wasn't happening in reality. That's what I want to say. The wheels were cooking up here.
I feel like I'm at the top of my game right now.
And everywhere else in the real world wasn't really clicked in.
Huh.
That's my assessment.
All right.
I could be wrong.
You're both rats. I'll tell you that right now. I thought her and I were on the same team.
What do you mean team?
I've explained this 3 times to you.
Yeah, dude, that was a half a second.
Okay. He was very curt. Very
okay.
Curt.
Sure.
Say he was curt. He was curt. T-Bone, if you would have been there, you'd be like, what's this guy's deal? Did you end up going to
You
dinner?
would have known about the taxes and/or the
Here's
private school and/or the people at the club and/or the third thing.
If you buy a nice piece of property out there in Brooklyn, you still got to fucking figure out with the maintenance fees and all this stuff. It's a racket out there, T-Bone, to be honest with you. Where'd you end up going to dinner, though?